Everybody else's morning going? I hope y'all are doing good out there in the internet land. I just uploaded the short, so it probably ain't on there yet, and my lighting is shit at the moment just because I don't want to apparently running a number on a truck that's been sitting here for a minute. So I don't want to get in the way. I'm over here in the shitty lighting. I'm waiting for my ride for us to go into work. So since I had the opportunity and since standing here ain't as hard on my legs as hiking was yesterday, I figured now's a good time for a stand and talk. Also, has anyone heard from damn it. The bartender, the pissed off bartender. Has anyone heard from the pissed off bartender lately? Did he get into something LARPing wise for fun, or is he okay, or did he get sick? Or I haven't seen him in like weeks to maybe even a month. Either way, I hope everybody's morning's going good. This afternoon we will do a better walk-in video as long as I remember to charge my stuff, and it'll have better lighting. Also, then I'll probably get to show off my coat a little bit. I customized it with Sharpies. It's actually much older than I am, I think. It was my mother's. That's also why it's 2X, whereas my tiny large don't really fit into it all that well. Currently, I don't have an audience yet. I'm not that surprised it being so early on a morning, but I hope everybody's doing good. Just early morning surfing the internet outside of my grid being wonky as hell. And I want to say it's the overall grid because when our power went out in the trailer, I looked outside to see, is this a billing issue? Is this what kind? And when I looked over here, their lights had gone out too. So I'm guessing it's a power grid issue. Either way, it's back. Bright lights. Either way, one second. This is the good thing about a brimmer, folks. Pull it down low enough, and while you look like a cool gangster, it'll also protect your eyes from bright lights. This is my trick for walking in the early mornings. It's just you gotta keep that one eye closed because, it's not gonna get covered, but your pirate eye's covered. I don't believe it involves me. He has not called on me yet. He just pulled up, said, "How's it going?" We had a pleasant cordial, and he went over there. So I'm guessing he's running the numbers. I don't know. I asked for background lighting. I did not expect this background lighting. My question is it going to draw in more YouTube watchers? I feel like it will because people be dramatic. By the way, I heard about Mr. Beast crashing out. That's kind of funny. Hey, I got 4 now. How y'all doing this morning? I heard about Mr. Beast crashing out. That was fairly funny. Apparently, he picked on a littler streamer. And y'all, this is why numbers are important. This is why before I pick on a streamer, I typically check the algorithm to see if they're my size or not. If they're bigger than me, hey, y'all, punching up's okay. If they're littler than me, well, leave them alone. They're still growing. I heard a noise. Now, I will say walking down the hill, there was nobody's chatting yet. I hope everybody's doing good. But yeah, apparently Mr. Beast has crashed out picking on a smaller stream articles. But apparently he got in with he was placed 7th on the list, which isn't surprising considering the dude that beat him out might only have 1 million followers, but dude's a stand-up comedian. So, especially in the modern day, I wouldn't even claim that title. I'm more political and artist speaker. I try to be a comedian. I fail at it a lot. That's why I don't claim the title. But this dude's a stand-up comedian. Hello, Fox GGH. How you doing? But yeah, either way, Mr. Beast picked on him, fucked around, and found out because apparently he pissed off somebody in his marketing and his bills leaked. And the Beast Games is coming out season 2. But if it don't generate money, hey, y'all, everyone that's in my camp of fuck that creepy motherfucker, we're winning. The bright light. Yeah, I'm okay, actually. I realize why the lights would be disturbing. Current, I'm guessing, is called a routine investigation on the vehicle. Currently, there is nobody, involved. So I'm just staying out the damn way waiting for my ride for work. Like I said, if there was a person involved, I might record, but this is just routine stuff, you know? It's things that happen in the South at Dollar General. They could write books about it. See, they're about done now, which thank God that was hurting my eyes. You know, yesterday was a hell of a hike because I think my counter went off or I didn't keep it on while I was at work. My name is Travis. The channel's Hiking How an Artist Ground. And I really am curious to why YouTube keeps sending children into my stream, considering I keep selecting specifically that it is not a stream for children. Either way, my hike yesterday, I went to the lawyers because currently I am selling the old family home. And it is now done, I do believe. We're just waiting for money to move from lawyer to lawyer to finally my hands. And yesterday, mostly because I'm one of the few Americans that doesn't own and or live out of a vehicle, I hiked all the way to the lawyer, then back after an 8-hour shift at work. Oh, y'all are going to be made of steel by the time I'm done, just because I made it. Please don't call you what? A kid? Because if you're a 10-year-old in my chat, you're a kid. It's why I'm trying to currently control my language and also currently changing what I had scheduled to talk about. Because if I have a young viewer in the audience, it's my responsibility as an adult to try to maintain a certain degree of civility. It's also why I don't typically have kids in my audience, because I cuss a lot. Almost a problematic amount, some would say. Okay, there we go. Now I'm visible, and that's a bit better. Mr. Beast crashed out for hiking and walking, but we made it home, a little wobbly-legged, but okay. I highly suggest that we get out there and exercise more and see something, say something, get involved in your community, all that kind of thing, you know? Just because I think people are crashing out with bad AI because people just don't know how to talk to people anymore, and we're scared of being embarrassing to each other. Actually, with the good lighting, I might be able to show off my jacket a bit. Like I said, I did a bit of artwork on it, and the short's already uploaded for it. That's what I could probably talk about, the ecology of the environment around me. And that's partially what I work on when I'm not working on making, prepping, and doing food service, is I feed the local wildlife around me. What I was saying is this morning, more than likely, white population, but the other morning, something really freaky and fun happened. I was walking into work as I normally do on that day because I currently don't have any employees that work with me that also go that way, so I got to walk into work. And as I'm walking through the fields, first I get to the farmyard and I just hear this noise. Well, actually what it likely was a migrating owl. Because there are owls, then I had to find it on YouTube. Thanks to Bear Beater, I found that information. But yeah, it's a neat fact. I believe they're called ghost-faced owls or ghostly owls. Either way, it's possibly what gave the rise to the myth of banshees and stuff like that. It's more of a swamp bird rather than they like foggy areas. And in mating season, that's the weird noise they make to each other. Now, further down on my lovely little haunted hike in, I'm going past the river, and it sounds like a creepypasta. Because I'm just sitting here debating on whether or not to do an upload, signal getting glitchy and scratchy as hell. And I start hearing, and just like little kids on a playground kind of noise sort of thing. I'm like, the hell is that? My otters, y'all. There's a reason that we had like 15, 16 turtles go missing the other day. I do believe a family of otters has found the honey pot I've been building, which is not bad for the turtles. I'm sorry for them. Rip to the turtles. Great for the otters. This means that a growing population might take over the shallow river creek over here, which would be pretty nice. Like I said, y'all, we are the architects of the world around us. You just got to get out there and work on it. The turtle population, that population grew immensely because I was giving out onions, tomato scraps, and lettuce. Because where I work at, we do burgers, we do fries, we do breakfast materials. And so when I can, I take home corn in the form of the grits and leftover of that. I take home bread and biscuits that are left over that can't be used. I take home the lettuce and the tomato scraps. And typically, when I'm just heading back home straight away, I carry a bucket with me and just fill it with scraps. Then on the way home, y'all have a good day now. But then on the way home, I basically dump the scraps out in pre-designated spots that local wildlife can get to and feed. Because y'all, if someone like us don't care an awful lot, it just ain't gonna get better. It just not. We gotta work together to make the place better. So, assuming that the children are no longer in chat and we can talk about more like funny ha curse and shit, it's protests and changes is the goddamn Cracker Barrel. I was making jokes all day. It was like the highlight of my day. They took the cracker and the barrel out of Cracker Barrel. What the hell? And all it is now is just this little sign with a yellow dot and it's just Cracker Barrel. I'm like, okay, because as a basic American, I haven't eaten at Cracker Barrel since last year. I ain't had the fucking money. So it's like, oh, okay, they're changing. But then I get on the internet and people are fucking crying. Like they had lost a loved one. They changed the Cracker Barrel. I'm like, did they change the menu? They added vegan up. Okay, they added things. That's cool. Did they take anything away? No. Okay, so they made the logo simpler and you're crying. Dude, McDonald's used to be a place that looked like it was perfect for I almost relate. Not enough to eat there. Stick with the fucking team, y'all. Until McDonald's has a union, I won't eat there. But yeah, y'all, that's just it. We got to work together to break the backs of these corporations. Because remember, we need to be kind to each other. These are hard times. Everyone is going through very hard times. Be cruel to corporations. Corporations don't fucking matter. Corporations are not lives. But the other thing, the more serious thing I was going to cover was the Catholic school shooting, and I do not yet have the full scope and spectrum, but as someone that frequently on this channel talks about school shooting events, and y'all, I admittedly, I might get some flack for it online. I said some messy shit about Tim Waltz, and it's nothing at Tim. Let me be clear, because I then realized I've spoken about him a lot, but I haven't really spoken like on the channel to the good people of the internet. I like Tim. I like Timmy, if he wouldn't mind me calling him Timmy. But when I tell you I am sick to my guts of hearing politicians every time a fucking shooting happens, thoughts and prayers. This is trying times. We're very sorry to hear. This is trying times. We're very sorry to hear. Thoughts and prayers for the victims. I have not actually seen pictures and images of the shooting child. I could go around and, yeah, don't trust the random adults. There's a whole fucking joke about white panel vans. But if I went into a wall, let's talk. Where's your parents? Are you okay? It would be an immediate, hey, there's a child here that's not being looked at. Nowadays, no one gives a fuck. Hey, kid, you want to buy a $20 card? Do you know what your parents' bank number is? It's shameful, it is. What do I think about I think they're surviving as best they can in an aggressive fucking world. And I think that everyone who's saying, well, damn, this generation, they don't have no good. Fuck you. Fuck you for the world you built for them, and then you're complaining about them not being, oh, thank you, sir. The world's on fire. There's not a hot season like I had. There's a fire season now. Fuck you for thinking about the next generation bad. It's like, sorry about that. I'm not like atting you, but it's like there's school shootings every other week, but we care about the kids. All we got to do is disarm the shooters. Oh, how are we going to do that without hurting freedom? Okay, here's the thing. One, if I go up to a citizen and I go, are you a citizen? Yeah. Are you armed? Yeah. Are you a believer in the First Amendment? Yes. Then as a lawful order, I am asking you kindly to hand me your firearm. I will give you fair market value for it. Or I will take it to a repository where when you want your gun, you come in, you say, hey, I want my gun. What's your gun? Here's your gun. We document it all. But this will make sure no kid gets a hold of a gun. This does not eliminate anyone's ability to own a firearm or to use one. But if you show up at 4 a.m. and I need my gun, why do you need your, like, I'm not saying you don't get guns. I wish, and that's what I said on the chat, and I blew up on Tim Waltz too. It's talking terms. And I told him back then, it's an issue, dude. And he fired back with all of these. It's a gun. If we don't do it, the government will take away our rights. Y'all, there are armed troops on the streets of D.C., and he's talking about deploying in other cities. Nobody that I see is shooting at the troops. Not that you should. Let's be absolutely fucking crystal clear. Sorry for being so loud out here. But don't shoot at troops. But nobody's stopping the fascist uprising and takeover of America. So, yeah, great job, Private One. Now, how tiny is your penis anime picture? Because, again, you just a troll, and bigoted trolls don't deserve any more attention than that. Piss off. Now, we got occupations all across the world, gun-toting people, and that's probably why the cop came through here and checked on me first. People calling out cops for nonchalant bullshit, vagrant vehicles, small accidents, because I have very big anger issues, and I can use my fists. I grew up in an old generation, y'all. I got a stick, I got my fists. I don't need a gun. All I got to do is close distance. And mostly, I got enough time to think before I lay hands on you if I need to. With a gun, fuck you, bam! And now I have ended my entire life as well, because if that was not a sanctioned killing, I'm going to prison. Even if that was a sanctioned killing, I'm going to jail for at least a night. People who think that life is a John Wick movie should not own guns. I think the majority of Americans, just because we do not have access to health care, so many of us are unmedicated, unbalanced, unscrupulous people, we should not be able to have firearms. But I do see the point of we're living in a fascist dictatorship. If you're a minority, yeah, get a gun. You need one. Use it. Know how to use it. But I think that in a proper time, finally do get back to proper times. If you want to stop this situation, there's easy solutions right here. Common sense, air quote, solutions. The Swiss did it. Many other countries did it. Look into the stats. America's basically a goddamn war zone. Not being dramatic about that. It's because we fetishize guns. We have Nintendo controller guns. We have Princess Peach guns. We have Peachy Pink shotguns. We have a variety of killing utensils. And we have people stupid enough to, well, it's a tool. Yeah, what's the tool for, Bubba? Feeding my family. Mm-hmm. And how do you feed your family with it, Bubba? Magic. By shooting something, dipshit, you kill with it. It's a tool for killing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think veganism and vegetarianism, not the same thing, are the higher moral grounds. I, however, do not think that, you're bad for eating meat. We all got to survive, and we're going through a depression here as a country. Keep going, by the way, because you're actually helping my chat with a boost. But Trump is a pedophile. So, Private One with the anime photo, since you're getting more time, congratulations, you win. Tell me, where's the Epstein files at? Oh, the Democrats are in there. Release them. Do it. Because the Democrats aren't stopping it. Trump stopped it. So, as I was saying before I got interrupted by more than likely a Russian bot, but that's the thing, y'all. You want to stop the gun violence? Thoughts and prayers ain't widely taken advantage of, but people didn't give a shit because it was for the, greater good, something that used to mean a fuck. But let kids eat free. Let kids get things for free sometimes just because they're fucking kids. Give them some slack. Because it's like, again, we didn't grow up like this. I had people to talk to, and I was a fucking queer kid in the goddamn South. I still had one or two adults that I knew were safe that I could go to and be like, hey, some shit's going on in my life and I need to unload. Exactly Anarchy of the West. And I like the name, by the way. I hope that my little thing that I put on my jacket looks more anarchy and not so much dare. But, in the spirit of anarchy, put my own flair on it. There's a short that has it in better lighting. But yeah, I mean, y'all, you want to stop the school shootings? It's a bear up issue. Again, make it to where people can go get mental health. It takes me 2 weeks to get a gun of any kind. And yes, I checked yesterday just for funsies. 2 weeks. I can get a AR, I can get a shotgun, I can get a pistol. 2 weeks. Pay for the weapon and get it in 2 weeks. And that's if I go through the pawn shop, not going to a place that I just buy it, not going to Bubba Jim down the street, just a pawn shop. Completely legal on the up and up. I'm schizotypal and I have ADHD. I should not own a gun. And I fucking know that. That's why I don't own it. No matter how many of these patriots, you need to get a gun. Why don't you get a gun? Gun. I don't need one. I don't need one. And yeah, I hear you. Well, what if the fascists... They have, friend. What did your gun do? What did it do? Did it do anything? Did the gun magically stand at attention and go march outside and take out the Gestapo? It didn't? You got to be on the other end of it? Oh, that's how guns work. Okay, cool. So why is it while the fascist takeover America is happening, don't go do gun violence? This is the every 2-minute interruption of saying, don't go do gun violence. But if gun violence must be done, why is it I've heard of a shooting at a mall now, and I didn't even know we still had fucking malls. Congratulations, Minnesota, for 2 terrible things. 2, a fucking school shooting, another one. That's the 3rd one this year. And ICE is terrified. Nobody's done shit. Sandwich Man thankfully got acquitted. That's some good news recently. Let's check the chat. But that is some good news. Sandwich Man acquitted. Nobody's going to prosecute him. Prosecutor said bullshit. Oh, okay. We got the gun nuts in chat. I'm not saying you can't have one. I'm saying put it in a repository so your kid doesn't take one to school and kill 7 students. I'm saying if you got one, don't have it in your hands when, oh my God, what was that noise in the middle of the night? And then you kill your kid because your kid came home after curfew. I'm saying don't have one in the house because, like a kid that I know that's no longer here, that never got to experience adulthood, because he and his friends took his shotgun and decided to play Call. Oh, and go fuck yourself, Vlad Molotov, whatever the fuck your bitch ass name is. They let violent criminals go, really? Like the fucking child rapist that's running the country right now? Because here's the thing, no cash bail. Does your ignorant ass even know what that does? Do you know that for no cash bail, you cannot be a violent offender or a sex offender? Or basically no cash bail is for those of us who get arrested for debts, who get arrested for late vagrancy, who get arrested for public indecency, who get arrested for bullshit like petty theft. Nonviolent crimes. Why? Because you shouldn't have to sit in prison for 3 years to wait on your day in court. You also shouldn't have to comp out for a charge that you didn't do because you are unable to wait in prison or jail for 3 to 6 months to get your day in court. That's what no cash bail is there for, you ignorant fuckwit. Yeah, we here. I don't care. Pablo, I'm not saying kids own guns. Are you a dipshit? No, they're not selling children guns, although technically at the age of 16 you can own a rifle. No. I'm saying they take your gun. They take the adult's gun. Because also, surprise, surprise, not every gun owner is goddamn responsible. For example, my gun nut of a cousin, while he had a child in the house, Did have a trigger lock on it. Credit where credit's due. Had a trigger lock on it. Also had an AR in the house with all the clips that the kid needed. All the kid needed to do, figure out how to break a trigger lock without breaking the gun. And that kid had access to not only a gun, but around 400 rounds. I can actually feel my heart right now. Like I said, this is a subject that I'm passionate about because I look into it and I get so fucking tired of the same 10 fucking arguments, which I have looked into because I can debate it from both sides. The problem is we live in a modern America and I'm not fucking a dipshit or blind. There's a fascist takeover going on in America. There has been a school shooting, a mall shooting, and multiple public shootings that I've heard of. So far, all that's been happening is citizens and children are dying. And all I hear from both fucking sides is, oh, thoughts and prayers. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, if only more guns were there. Hell, if gay America has less dead children in it, fuck yes, make America as queer as it can fucking be. Straight up. Alex W. Sorry, I'm looking at chat for a minute. And good for you, Squishy T. Like I said, my gun-toting nut of a cousin owned, last I checked, it's been months since we've spoken, an AR, a shotgun, 2 pistols, and more to make another AR because he bought the ability to make his guns. And technically in America, there's nothing illegal about him making his own firearms. Making guns for other people or handing out the ability to make those guns, that's illegal because that's a marketing issue. But once again, that's just because America's a very, very stupid place. It's been built that way. We've indoctrinated idiots. We have indoctrinated idiocy. We are happier when people are loud and stupid and mean than when they're accurate and right. And that's why, even though I can feel it in my chest, I can feel my blood pressure rising because I'm trying to stay calm, even though the things I'm talking about are horrifying. And I'm trying to let y'all know, yes, it is fucking horrifying, the things that we do as a society and the things that we let go on as a people. Because it's all of us. It's all of our responsibilities. Okay, Squishy T, we'll play this game. Defend yourself how? And by the way, let's also go into the, okay, in what scenario can you shoot somebody and it be A-okay? Because again, as a person in the South, I've known several people who have defended themselves. And also both sides of that. Both sides of that. They defended themselves and they defended themselves. Here's the thing. They all went to jail for a little bit. They all spent time using lawyer fees. And some of them are still in jail. Because here's a fun thing, but guys, post about how much you hate someone. Post about how much you want somebody to get fucked up. And then really hope that they never ever have a bad day, because guess what that is legally? Not a lawyer, but legally? Yeah, that's called premeditation. Yeah, sure, Val, Maratal, whatever, bitch. Go ahead. Post where I'm wrong. Defuse me. Prove me wrong, brah. Facts or it didn't happen, bitch. Because, yeah, I'm yelling about things, and I don't consider this yelling, honey. I come from a military family, but I don't consider this yelling. I'm yapping about things that I do understand based on personal opinions factually based around the Southern Poverty Law Center, gun violence books, and gun nut magazines. Because I understand both sides. Why do you think I just said, own a gun, shoot the person trying to kill you, and you're going to jail? At least for a week. Is that right? Is that wrong? Fuck if I know. What I know for a fact is you will go to jail and sit for a while. And I think that it's irresponsible of gun-toting dipshits to teach people, oh, you're wild. everything's a Clint Eastwood movie, brother. If they fuck with you, you just blast them away and then your problems go. No, then you get arrested, dumbass, because you just murdered a person. Now, you might get off in the end because person was going to rob you, person scared you if you're a white police officer. But either way, you're still going to jail for a little bit unless you're a cop. And again, yeah, they might be alive. Here's the thing. Is the other person? And here's the other thing. What was the reason behind it? I think so many man children around here who don't have access to mental health care run around with guns. And let's talk about the other fact, not just the people getting shot, but how many people aren't here because they have a gun and nobody else around the holidays. How many soldiers currently are not? I haven't looked at those stats lately because fuck that. But how many souls inside of this? I'm just saying, those of you who are sending out thoughts and prayers, how about send out useful fucking things? Because I'm also tired of the Democrats pretending they can't do shit about it and put it, hell, go with true democracy. Put that shit up for votes on ballots, and instead of putting it behind policy 722583, make it, hey, the gun policy. Yeah, that policy we've been talking about with guns, this is the gun policy. And then clearly break down and let people vote on it. Because again, yeah, you have a right to defend yourself. Your gun's in a repository. You want to go hunting, Bubba? Go get your gun. You want to take it to the range? Fuck, it's America in 2025. Make the gun repository also the gun range. But hey, for those of you who say more guns better, 7 dead soldiers would disagree with you. Because that was a military base around people that are trained to know what to do under gunfire. Because the other side that we haven't even cracked open yet, and we might run out of time, I'm waiting for my boss, but the other side we haven't even cracked open yet is the fact that, you know, guys, there are 3 settings to a human being when tragedy or panic strike: fight, flight, freeze. A bunch of people, due to either breeding or whatever else you want to call it, but we don't. Gunfire, grab your gun, Annie, let's go get him. Oh fuck, something going on over there, let's go this way. And if we're in it, oh shit, maybe if I just sit super still, it'll be like a T-Rex in that movie. And then you die with a gun in your pocket. Or it's like the incident that happened in Texas about 2 to 3 years ago, where about 4 Bubba Yokels fucking killed themselves because there was a shooting situation that I believe was just some dipshit shooting into the air to celebrate. Someone thought it was a gun, thought it was a fucking incident, shot him, got shot, cops were called, got shot at, got shot again because everyone had a gun and nobody had a fucking brain cell to spare. Okay, Adam West, do you have anything other than just what you say? Because Southern Poverty Law Center, go to that website, look up gun violence statistics. There's one that if you just Google gun violence, it's a daily counter. Before the Catholic school shooting yesterday, we had been 2 days without a shooting incident. What they label as a shooting incident on the gun shooting counter was any incident that was not directly involving more than 2 actual victims. That's wounded and or hurt. It wasn't every time somebody called out over a firework. It's every time gun violence happened. I mean, sure, why not? Meth is also illegal and people still do it. Here's the thing, Squishy T. Would you still be a gun-toting patriotic, nobody gonna take my gun, if when I caught you with your gun, it was a 30-year prison sentence? Or say, much like Canada with the wildfires right now, an $8,000 fine per bullet? Because, yeah, you're putting a price tag on. Yeah, everything here in America, except for gun ownership and fucking ammo, is put behind a paywall. Funny. Paywall for thee, but not for me? No, you should, again, gun repository, you turn in your guns, you go in and you check out your gun. It's still your gun. You're the only one allowed to use your gun. Only you get to touch your gun. But it makes it to where you have to go and check out your gun. And if you go, oh, I'm scared, I'm a scareded. Okay, what are you scared of, buddy? I'm scared that I'm gonna get robbed. Okay, well, we've got a fucking plethora of police officers. Hey, you, Bubba Gump over there. Come with Coward here and walk him home gently, please. And then, yeah, why not? Again, you say that like it's a crime-ridden area. Dude, New York's one of the safest places in the U.S. compared to small-town Georgia, where I live at, where we've had 5 killings so far this year. 5 murders. And I'm saying, oh, he broke into the house and got shot. No, I'm talking like 5 high schoolers who aren't there because they came home after curfew. 5 kids that just, no longer get to be here because some whittle squishy dipshit is scared. ACAB, let's see, are we going to break that one down or just the anagram? I'm not a cab, sir. I walk almost everywhere I go unless I got a ride that's going in that direction. But that's because I'm a hypocrite like everyone else is, but I try my best to be as little a bit of a hypocrite as I can. And I want to give the planet to a next generation that isn't on fire every single year. No, and that's cute that you automatically assume kid equals thug. That tells us a lot about what you think about, a certain type of people. But no, these are just, and actually, because we're talking about the South here, Bubba Gump, these are white kids. White folk children also kill themselves with guns sometimes, you see. Would you call them thugs or would you call them something else? In Georgia, honey, the only gun restriction here is you have to be 18 years old to own a pistol. At 16, you can own a rifle. And technically, while you can't own it, I've seen children as young as fucking 4 and 5 getting shotguns and shotgun shells in Walmart with their parents. Gun culture is very big, like across most of the continental U.S. It's kind of why we have such a problem with mass shootings. Because they know how to use the guns. There's nothing to work for the future, and the world's on fucking fire. So why not go out there and play IRL GTA? The GTFO of this fucking BS world. Oh, Vlad Maratozov, what, are you going to, insult me because I have not gone to fancy college? Is that what the next goal is? I don't know where that accent went, either way. And no, white people can be thugs too, I suppose. I just think that word has lost all fucking meaning. And I don't trust, honestly, if it weren't for just only idiots being in my chat right now, I'd be chatting with good people. Instead, we're here. And I'm debating the same 5 points, and it feels like I'm chatting with bots. But go off, King. And did I go to college? I went to a trade academy. I did hard work for about, I'd say, 10 years, and now I've been in what's called the softer cooking trade, but I got more scars working in the kitchen than I ever did working on the deck. Though admittedly, sometimes much like a Marvel character, Logan, I've got bits of metal that just stab deeper into my body from wires and shit that I moved around and lifted that just, creep on in there because healthcare is a fucking fable in this country. What is good exactly, Squishy T? I think you're ignorant. Good is a relative term. I consider people good based on their deeds, and I don't know you. Nothing against you either. It's just you come in my chat saying people should be able to murder each other for no fucking reason. Yes, I realize poisoning the well there, but good situations of this is how a gun will save and feed my family. You just keep, well, that's dumb. Well, people can't defend themselves? So you're very not a good argumentator, good interlocutor. And again, hard to type sometimes. I get that. But you aren't really defending yourself very well. Oh, no, we got the police heading back through. Never mind. Thought that was my boss pulling up. It's just our local deputy rolling through to protect the area. And that's the thing. We got a very big police presence. and people still die because people are going to die. Now, here's the thing about gun violence. If you have less guns, isn't it just in line with it that there would be less gun violence? I would disagree because I went to a trade school for medical office support technician and I graduated. Actually, scored in the top 2 of the people that certified in my little campus. And they had already gotten rid of my field due to Dragon AI software. And this was back in the old days, back before it think for itself, back when it was just you put a thing in your face and then you like talk to it. But yeah, that trade went away. My backup that was there was for nursing, which did not work out considering the trade academy I went to had a bad reputation with their nurses. So yeah, trade academy didn't do dick for me. But it did at least let me know how to talk to people better. And believe it or not, even though I'm quite aggressive on this issue, I'm typically a pretty cool and chill dude on other things. But when it comes to like human rights, nah, dude, you're either on the right side or the wrong side, period. And which side are you on matters. Now, which one's better, Star Wars or Star Trek? We can discuss. Personally, I like Star Trek. And Star Trekkers argue with each other a lot. Who's the best captain? When all of these things come into play, I'm very much on the field of, hey, let's talk about it. When it's, hey, why is it if I went to a football game and threw a giant clanking dildo onto the field, I would get arrested? If I go to a women's NBA game, it's hilarious. So do tell. What's the difference? When I get on here and I talk about gun violence and logical solutions, like locking the guns away from people, putting more mandates in, making it to where if your kid uses a gun in school, you go away for life. You share the sentence same as the kid would. That'll keep the gun out of kids' hands, I think, at least a little bit more. When I give practical solutions and say, hey, refute or disrefute, and your only defense is, well, what about defending yourself? Son, I walk around with a stick. Today, all I have is a steel tumbler cup with an adorable picture on it. But this is all I have. Somebody try to jump my ass, I'm going to crack him over the head with this fucking cup. I'm going to kick him with my legs that walk up to 8 miles every single day. And that's before I get to work. I'm going to fight because I'm a child of the South and I was raised in violence. But I'm also a person that hopes to one day never have to have violence in my life. So again, what is your point? Oh, somebody scared me, I should get to kill him. Coward. I'm not saying you're not good, I'm saying you're a coward. Okay, and I would say you're a bad parent because you would teach your kid to murder just because you don't like them. And who's saying wait an hour for the cops? Are you having problems hiring cops in your area? If I call the cops right now, they'll be out here in about 30 minutes. Like a pizza. And most of the deadliest people I know are women. Also, what's your point? You're pulling out NRA points, and I'll point out again, there's fascists walking across America. We got an alligator Alcatraz where women are being raped. There's a pedophile in office with a pedophile cabinet who frequently rape little children. What you doing about it, Bubba? Oh, wait, that's right. You're going to cower with your little gun and pretend to be a big man. See? So, Vladimir Tolstov, you're pointing out my point. You didn't need a gun then, honey. I go for the kneecaps. The trick's the knees. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Also feet. Also de-escalation. Also, again, knowing how to work the area around you. Bigger person, smaller area around you. Son, I played D&D for years. I can do a scenario. You going to give a good scenario, or are you just going to, Yeah, and it's like a pizza. 30 minutes. What? You can't hide for 30 minutes? You can't fight for 30 minutes? You're that much of a weak ass bitch? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, and if we ever got into a fight that didn't involve a gun, you'd be my bitch. It's okay. Does that bother you that you have to have a gun? Because that would bother me. That's why I got good at fighting. Because I never wanted to be one of these little cowards that, Also, I studied shit like serial killers. So let me tell you a story about a man named the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, a crazy, broken man. It's the Vietnam era of the world. The boy was raised by a Vietnam vet family who often showed him pictures of the women that man had raped and then murdered as a fun thing. When I say this kid didn't have a chance, he didn't have a motherfucking chance. Now, he gets out. He's a full-grown adult now, already been to jail 3 to 4 times, broken as a human being. But, again, crazy and violent beyond measure. This is one of his actual crimes. He broke into an old couple's house. And we know this because he left one of them alive. He murdered the other one. But much like a Hollywood movie, the old man went for his gun in the corner. And the gun had no bullets. And then, old evil Night Stalker turned the nightlight over to it. And he had 6 bullets in his hand. He then raped the old man's wife and then murdered her. The old man got to live through that. So, where's the magic gun? Because Gunny isn't going to save you, buddy. It's a tool. And unfortunately, here in America, it's a tool for... Yes, I know for a fact my mother could defend herself for 30 minutes. Ask my drunken biological father. There's a reason he's got scars. But that's the other thing about it, Squishy. I think that's why you chose the name. Much like Vlad trying to sound hard and tough. You're just Squishy. Go be Squishy somewhere else. Because honestly, if all I got's you 3 floating around in my chat, I'm about to go listen to music. News is, guess what? There's been another school shooting. Stand by. There'll be another one in another few months to another year. Because guess what? Gun violence is on the rise. Because we're heading into a depression and a fascist takeover. And again, there's not much we can do about it as citizens other than educate. Now, I've already debated the 2 dipshits in my chat for as long as I'm going to. Assuming you can see chat in the future, feel free to, continue reading their idiotic, moronic points. Also, you could look up an NRA magazine from about the 1980s. Now, watch out for the language in there, because there's some spicy language in there. Back then, they were allowed to be real racist. But this is mostly for the future viewers. You want to stop gun violence? Start with educating people. Teach people when it's okay to fight. Teach people when it's okay not to fight. And by the way, boys, keep on throwing up them numbers, because that's just helping my chat out. And sure, whatever. But now, as I was saying, since they've devolved into just typing single letters if you can see it in chat. Now, you want to stop it? Educate the youth. Teach boys how to be non-bitch-ass men. By saying non-bitch-ass men, I mean, unlike Squishy T, don't be a coward who hides behind a gun. Learn how to stand. Now understand, it's scary. And yes, when I say stand, you basically keep a 3-foot distance around you at all times. Now, if someone comes charging like they're going to fight, open hand push. Buddy, I got a bubble. And stay calm, because remember, the calmer you are, the more you de-escalate, and the more intimidating you genuinely appear to them. Trust me. I've had plenty of people, customers, non-customers, screaming about that close to my face. And I had to keep my cool, because unlike people that are cops, I don't get to just murder people and claim defense. Now keep in mind, I took my step back, but if they had swung on me, It would have been a throat punch, a ball shot. When I'm saying fight, I'm not saying fight like a proper gentleman. Ball your fists, bend your elbows, and get ready for fisticuffs. No, I'm saying fuck them up if you gotta fuck them up. But don't be a violent prick. Try to be a nice person. Because here's something funny about being the funny nice guy. I've said some pretty fucked up, heinous shit to people. I've been in a few fist fights. I've never had someone shoot me. And again, for all the heroes in chat with their guns, I'll say again, fat over. ICE is better funded than the fucking Marines. Right now we got money to fund Putin's war and money to fund the war in fucking Gaza healthcare. Plenty of soldiers are taking the Firearm Express on out of here. But we got money for, ICE and JD Vance and Trump's golf games. We got money for horrifying shit. We ain't got money to feed our kids. Give a kids a future worth fighting for, and you'll suddenly start seeing them stop murdering each other. That didn't make any sense. Give kids a future worth fighting for, and suddenly you'll see them stop murdering each other. Because here's the thing, y'all. If you ain't going to fight for the right reasons, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. We don't need you in our chats no more. You helped me. I mean, effectively, I use you like a lol cow because, this thing's going to have a hell of a good chat after. But truth be told, it's shameful, y'all. What America is doing, just wholeheartedly, hands down, no jokes, no fucking around right now. I'm not even picking on the idiots in chat. What America is doing is shameful because we aren't teaching our people to be good people. We're teaching our people to be incendiary showing, to be fun and entertaining to watch. We're not teaching them to be good people. We're teaching them to be clowns. And we're getting what we deserve in the process. Remember the rules of ecology. Nothing ever goes away. Everything feeds back into the system somewhere, somehow. Everything, and I do mean everything you do, matters, good or bad. It all matters. And nature bats last. Everything you do and put into this system, because idiot tech bros kind of got it right there. This is not an illusion. You get one life, no heaven, no afterlife. One life. And in this life, if you put in bad, you will eventually get shit back out. And America's put in a lot of bad lazy for a long time. And how y'all feeling about that? How was dinner last night? How was that fast food? How's your fast food doing now that the USDA is no longer much of a thing? And now my boss hasn't, but her boss has been getting on to me for, oh no, that shit's got fucking rancid in it. Nah. I, as the cook, have been having to separate bad food in ways that I haven't had to before. Go into a store like Ingles, which is a big super center store around here in the south parts, and you got 2 cashiers at lunchtime because they ain't got no people that can work. Your neighbors are vanishing. People can be locked up for thought crimes. Hell, if I had to retire my grandfather's service flag in the proper means by the military by burning it over an open grill, I could go to jail for a year for that. So again, I say, what are you fighting for? That's my right. I gotta go. See y'all later. Be good. Fight where we can fight and fight.